Yeah, because I want to go to a ball game.
We were talking to the Cardinals, though.
Yeah.
They want you to throw out the first pitch.
They do?
They do.
She's not kidding.
Oh,
For
my
real.
God.
Serious.
Alright, so I've used this channel and this platform to exclusively up until this point talk about other people's stories and other people's narratives, which I really enjoy doing. Up until today, though, I've never actually used this platform to tell any of my own stories, and today that's going to change. Last night, my grandma, Leona, threw out the first pitch at a Cardinals-Phillies game at Busch Stadium. And when I told people that was going to happen, one of the early reactions I got was, why does she get to do that? And it's a hard answer, and it's something that is really difficult for me to discuss, and I don't tell the story a lot, but because it's so important, I feel like I need to, no matter how uncomfortable it makes me feel. In September of 2010, my grandma Leona worked part-time in my kind of church that I grew up in back in small town rural Illinois. And a guy came in and savagely beat her and the secretary there, basically leaving them for dead.
Inside a place many considered an unthinkable scene for something so brutal. It happened inside Anna First Baptist Church on the evening of September 28, 2009.
Doctors told us she probably wasn't going to make it through the night. She had a broken palate, she had multiple facial and skull fractures. She probably wasn't going to live. She did. The doctors also told us that she was probably never going to come off of life support. 4 weeks later, she did.
As for Leona Mount, Pastor Feller says doctors are encouraged by her progress and she's scheduled for surgery on Thursday.
They told us she was probably never going to, have cognitive brain function and be the same person that we knew. She did, and she is. She's my grandma again. She's the same person I knew before. And they told us that even if she kind of came back around to the person we knew, that she would probably never walk again. And she did.
Mary tells me the other victim, Leona Mount, is also recovering.
And by Christmas, so she was injured in September of 2010, she made Christmas dinner at home on her own power, Christmas of 2010. Every single doctor we talked through her entire recovery process had no explanation medically for what happened. And it was very obvious to everybody involved that she was a miracle and that God played a hand in her recovery process, because there's literally no other explanation for it. My grandma is the biggest Cardinal fan on the face of the earth. And so just Cardinal baseball and enjoying spring training and Cardinal baseball in her recovery process was helpful to her. And so here we are, 8 years later, and they asked if she wanted to throw out a first pitch. And so everything from here on out is the story of triumph. Just in this really triumphant moment of joy that kind of brought this entire devastating circumstance full circle. In front of 60 plus family and friends that came to the game, she threw a remarkable strike, probably the best first pitch an 85-year-old's ever thrown at Busch Stadium. And it was just this really incredible, almost closure for my family, I feel like. Just the feeling of joy and triumph to have overcome that, and to see the person my grandma is today it's inspiring. Grandma, was that fun?
Oh, it was fun. Oh, I never will forget that. Good. As long as I live.